This is about my slow movement. We'll listen to several of these. You have, for example, the Eroica, that's Beethoven number 3, slow movement in your textbook. Beautiful piece. Minuet, we'll talk about when I can write on a board. The finale is the last movement. It's often in rondo form. It's usually a light movement, usually the fastest movement. Can be sonata rondo, particularly later in the period. We also run into the concerto in this period, which is a genre for soloist and orchestra. It follows, the first movement of sonata follows sonata form, except for two things. There's what we call a double exposition. Instead of repeating the exposition, as in a symphony, sorry about the noise, it goes back, keeps on going forwards, but the orchestra has it by themselves first, and then the soloist plays in the second playing of the exposition. Soloist doesn't play first because that would be rude. You would have the guest without being introduced. So the orchestra serves to introduce, double exposition. Then when you get to the final phrases of the piece, the orchestra comes to a big 5-6-4 chord, a cadential 6-4 chord. Stops. The soloist then improvises, and this is their chance to show their skill and their style. We'll talk about how those things are not necessarily the same thing in class. They come to a conclusion on a dominant 7th chord, usually with a trill. Orchestra comes in and finishes up the last few, say, 8 measures. That's what a concerto is all about. That solo thing that they did by themselves is called a cadenza because it's on the cadence. These are the most important things to remember about the genres of classical music. Sonatas are usually the same thing as a 3-movement work that's fast, slow, fast. We talk about these in the sonatas of Haydn, Mozart, and Beethoven. We'll talk about these in class when I can play them for you. This might be it for our online because this is a lot of stuff. If I do some more things, I'll just probably put things online for you. Don't forget to do the listening.